hyper personal, I can feel already. Recently I've gotten feedback that this channel feels like watching my life, like watching a documentary of my life. If you really follow what I say, if you really deep it, you can figure out what's going on, like on the meta level within my journey of self-mastery and personal life. As much as I don't share details, you can kind of figure out where I stand in some aspects of my life that I do share. I feel like it's very interesting, and I really value that because, as we already discussed in my video about personal brand and why you shouldn't make one, authenticity is the biggest value we can provide right now because education and knowledge is going to be even more accessible than it already is. So staying real, which we are doomed to be, is very valuable. So I'm grateful I can provide that and really give you educational self-improvement insights that I'm going through as we speak right now. Anyways, let's talk about why we take big L's right before it gets easier. We cannot see that it's going to get easier while we are going through these losses. Of course, failures, losses, and setbacks are relative. We do not view them as something that takes away from our progress. We already discussed that, but let's just call it an L to make it easier, okay? It's something that's challenging on our path, and it makes it seem like everything around us is crumbling, nothing makes sense, and everything is scary. While to some people, like on paper, you would watch a documentary, you would watch that character go through something, and I saw that in the Joe Rogan podcast with Chris. You watch the boxers movies, you watch the Creed, you watch The Rock, and the character goes through all these transformations within 3 seconds. Like, okay, 10 minutes, and the scenario has changed to a point where from the culmination of tragedy, it goes to like the biggest win of his life. While in your life, it takes years and years, and while you're moving in it, you have no idea if it's even going to be worth it. Also, Milan spoke about this. I saw a post a few days ago where he said, the name of the game is to be so convinced of your journey and where you're going while maintaining a multidimensional sort of detachment from the vision that you have. It's contradictory, but it's very logical. Because as soon as you're convinced, you don't even have to worry about it and you let go naturally. You can't fake detachment as much as you can't fake passion and authenticity. I'm just repeating all these ideas just to go to the main informational block I'm going to drop on you right now. So brace yourself. You're not expecting this. If you know me, you're not expecting this. I quit modeling. I quit modeling professionally. I quit the entertainment industry as a whole. I exited the centralized system of fakeness because it's not who I am. It has never been who I am. And I thought I'd be able to use it as a stepping stool to expand and grow and maybe let my thoughts be seen and use what I've been given in order to elevate and highlight what I have to say truly, to bring attention to my voice. But as I was trying to use it, it tried to use me. And you know, when that happens, I do not hold back. I exit these spaces right away. As soon as I get a slight gut feeling that something is off, you know, I'm out of that space. It's the same with people, with opportunities. I will walk away no matter who you are, what you're promising me, no matter the pain points that you know that I have. My main source of confidence is walking away from things that do not feel real. I get my confidence mostly from making difficult decisions that other people don't make. And I don't care what status you have. I don't care what type of exposure you might bring me, what kind of value supposedly you are saying that you can provide for me. If something doesn't feel right, misalignment is a good enough reason for me to walk away. I'm not afraid to turn down anything or anyone if it means saving my integrity. I have something in me that's very difficult to manage. I'm hard to represent. I had agents tell me in the past that I'm difficult to represent. Like, you're impossible to manage, Lisa. Yes, I know. You just admitted to the fact that you cannot handle the realness. That's on you. That's fully on you. Thank you for telling me that. I will not be collaborating with you anymore. You know, it happened multiple times in the past, and I'm aware. I got that unapologetic willingness. Not even willingness, it's the urge, it's the need to exit spaces that are not 100% true. And whenever I work with someone, I require the level of passion and devotion to the craft with no profit incentive that people whose values you can buy aren't really a fan of. I guess I am hard to manage and I am hard to represent in that way. It looked so glamorous and it looked so pretty, and I've been working on it for so long, so hard. It's been the main point of focus for me. If you've been following me, you know exactly why this is so important, why I'm voicing this in such a descriptive manner. It's a very big chunk of my life and where I thought my future was going. It's something that's not so easy to detach from if you really, really deep it. It's a big block of my life. I just took away. I just turned it down. I completely said like, yo, guys, I see what's going on here. I clearly can feel the amount of passion that's being orchestrated here, that's being expressed, you know, not so soulfully. And the last thing that's going to happen is my soul being exploited and used to represent empty concepts. This is the last thing that you're going to see happen. So I just had to walk away. There is no other option. Again, it looks like I made a choice, but this is the type of situation that I always describe to you. There is no choice. You know what I'm saying? It's not even a direction that I'm willing to glance at. Like, what are you talking about? Considering selling my integrity for a feeling of importance, as soon as it clicks fully, as soon as I recognize that something is true, that the belief is validated, there's no other way but through it, out of it, full exit, no going back. And as I said, it worked the same way with accepting Islam in this case. Like, you just know something to be true, so there is no other option, there's no need to explain anything else to anyone. It's like as soon as you recognize that something is true, a new level of realness unlocks within your mind. It's like in this movie Lucy, where she like unlocks levels of her brain, like the access that she has to the capacity of her brain. Within each opportunity that you get to outgrow environments that you were attached to or deemed as valuable or important or depended on or worshipped, within each opportunity like that, you have a gift of expanding and stretching your mind to the new percentage, the new capacity of detachment from anything that isn't real, and only solely focusing on things that are purposeful, that are truly aligned with who you are meant to be and what you're meant to do in this world. And it looks and sounds amazing, but it's not as easy. I might not leave with full argumentation of my decision, but well, if you don't deserve any explanation, I'm not gonna give it to you. I don't owe anyone an explanation for making decisions that are true. If you're not gonna act on your values that you supposedly represent, why do I owe you an explanation for representing my values? We don't have the same values, as it turns out, so I'm just gonna go represent them somewhere else. Empty concepts I was never a fan of that. I exited the educational system for a reason. I never entered the centralized, rat race for a reason. I was running away from it all my life and avoiding any kind of contact with, this side of the world for a reason. I'm definitely not going to sell my soul to the entertainment industry, Hollywood world, or whatever they want to shape me into becoming. There's this weird thing that happens in culture where even people who influence, people who create concepts that are valuable, like, models, influencers, people like celebrities, people who represent concepts that then are expanded to be like the new trends or whatever, like the wave makers. They are also affected by the waves. They don't even create them. They're made to believe that these waves are important enough. And it's so psychological and deep. These people who you deem to be like, they're in control. They're like talking from the screen. They're a bit more valuable. They have a bit more, they're talking from the inside of the industry. Not really. There is more layers to it than you think. Even these people are subconsciously affected in a way where they're made to believe that these empty concepts are important enough for them to compete within the industry with each other, to prove that they're valuable enough, they're worthy enough of representing these empty concepts. Like, imagine the level of stretching of the mind that has to be done in order to paint so much value in something completely pointless, to the point where people compete for this perceived relevance, this feeling of importance, this feeling of I'm doing something great and I'm seen and I'm heard and I'm on a big screen and I'm surrounded by all these purposeful people, and when it's supported from all these sides by all these people with maybe big names, big platforms, big audience, big, leverage on social proof, like literally, it's just like it's supported from every side, so you feel like everyone's doing it, so it must be right, and it's packaged as something right. There's nothing wrong about it. But if you actually disconnect for a second and ask yourself a few questions, you will discover a new level of truth that you will not be able to tolerate, neglect, accept anymore. I hope. Well, that's what I did. There is no art in it. It's just pure wanting to use people for climbing the ladder. It's simple as that. And people will judge you for exiting it and say, oh, so you used us to go higher, and now you will go higher with what we've built for you without us. And I'm listening to this, I'm like, oh, so that's, you're telling me you would do this. Anytime someone accuses you of something like that, it's even like in those toxic Netflix relationships, Oh, so, accusing someone of cheating in a way, in a very specific like scenario that they paint. I'm like, oh, you just admitted that this is exactly what you would do. Incredible. Like, telling me that this is exactly what you were subconsciously using me for. To use me for the value I provide and climb higher with or without me, because you were not doing this for me or with me, but with the aura that I got. And it's felt. But I've let go of so many things and trusted God in so many ways in my life that attaching myself to something so promising and something that I felt was right for me. This one felt relatively easier. It's more difficult than anything else because it was something that I truly deeply in my heart thought that was for me. Like nothing in my life. Like I truly thought this would be the path for me. Like I thought I'd make it through with this industry, within it, use it fully and completely and become the number one, which was potentially possible for me. I see myself fully doing everything I envisioned. Counting all of the tears and blood and sweat that I went through in order to prove myself in front of the industry as a valuable mannequin or a representative ideal version of whoever they wanted to put clothes on and represent concepts on. I did all of it. I submitted to all of the rules possible. I did everything. And I got my first signs of success. If I only kept going for like a year fully, consistently as focused, I'm sure that I would have made it. So making this much of a shift in what I accept and what I deem as normal in my life and what I approve of in terms of how people treat me and how much people give back to me, it's difficult. It's like I got my first real success. 3 fashion weeks back to back, non-stop. London, it was Paris, London, Paris. It was 2 months of like fully grinding. I never worked so hard for anything in my life. The castings that I did, the people that I met, the opportunities I exposed myself to. I was literally like holding the door. I peeked into it. People saw me. I saw people. And I was like, well, I'm going to come back. Just give me like 2 more months. And they were like, okay, we see you. Lisa Bashkova, we noted that. And then I went home. I was like, oh, wait. It stinks here. It's all fake here. It's all God's protection from all this bullshit inside of here. I actually don't want that. Bye, guys. This is what I did. And it feels so right and so stupid. Like this is everything I worked for and I wanted. And as soon as I saw what it's all about fully and like in full colors, I'm like, oh, actually, nuh-uh. It's like, imagine if Billie Eilish came out with the Ocean Eyes, then got like the biggest label wanting to sign her. And then she was like, oh, I gotta sell a part of me to become all that I wanted to be. Oh, actually, no. Let me just keep writing songs in my bedroom with my brother. How about that? And if the authenticity of the talent is real, it will shine through anyway. You never need systems that are centralized and corrupted in order to push you forward if you have something of value. What is real will prosper. No matter what happens in my life, X's quotes always come through. They always apply. They always work. It's like he was just one of the laws of the universe. He studied them so well. Maybe it was just through the master key system, but whatever books he read, they affected my spiritual growth very much. Truths and things that he preached, they apply still, and guide me and make me feel less alone, even when I'm completely alone. It was like I'm exposing myself. This was like my only hope, like clear plan to how to get out of my room into real life, into the creative scene that I always dreamed about, into the people who make things that are passionate. And I'm not gonna lie, I met like 3 people in the industry who were like truly passionate, truly real people with real values, real knowing what they want to do and how they want to affect the world, and really making things, spending their money, investing their soul, time and energy in everything, and going in energetical debt just because they were staying real and not selling themselves for what the system needed them to do. So I met like 3 of those. So I wouldn't say it was completely empty. Like, no, the industry is interesting. It's full of interesting experiences and interesting people. But mostly, you endure. Mostly, you just endure the fakeness of it all, and you endure you just endure. It's like the simulation of the whole society, of the whole world, condensed, compressed into a large industry, packaged as something exclusive, glamorous, only accessible to a few. And the ROI is absolutely hilarious. Like, how am I supposed to spend 3 years in a row living off a suitcase every 3 months, spending every bit of my money just for exposure, just for a chance of being seen, just for a chance to stand in a long line for a few hours? Well, obviously before I had to fight for this line, to have access to this exclusive line. So I'm standing in that line and I'm wishing that they just look at me and maybe consider me for this job that I don't even like, that I'm not even going to be paid for. How downgrading, how disrespectful, how absurd. It's just so... The return on investment is not even like it's so funny. It makes you want to stop laughing and just sit in silence for a second. With the amount of self-awareness that I have, I've been manipulated to want to prove myself as a valuable asset to a system that makes me want to compete for the possibility to represent empty concepts that are packaged as art. Excuse me? No. Obviously still love fashion as an art form. It's movement, it's expression, it's audio, it's visual, it's storytelling, it's amazing. It's telling your story through it, but as soon as anything gets centralized, it gets corrupted. Like it's been a truth. Something that needs to be experienced and felt and lived and accepted and then moved on from. So I still have all these things in my reels, and it came to the point where I scroll through them and I look at all these girls walking the runway and I'm like, what are you doing? I know what she's doing. Like I've just been there. I wanted to do, like, I was looking at this 2 weeks ago and I wanted to be in her place. I was admiring the craft. See it from a totally different perspective now. And I feel like no one talks about it. And I really truly believe that more people see it, but you just mute your soul to the point where you want to keep going in that direction because everything around it seems so profitable, like seems so fulfilling. Nothing in it is soulful, real, or fulfilling. At least to me, at least with the variables that I chose for myself and the values that I keep important to my heart. So, yeah, that's the story time, guys. I broke every contract I possibly had, broke every not real connection that I had, everything that felt misaligned, out of the way. Literally, clean sheet of paper. Create whatever you want, Lisa. That's a blessing. And you know what's funny? People ask me, so do you feel free right now? How does it feel? You feel liberated? Do you feel like this is a new, fresh chapter? Like, it's so exciting. Bro, do you even have understanding of how much this meant to me? I put my everything into this consistently every single day for years, and made that decision as soon as it stopped aligning with my values. As soon as I realized that it stopped aligning with my values, because it never did. It never did. It was never real. I'm just gonna say, never needed the bullshit. The bullshit just needed me. Whoa. Nothing about this video is relatable, I feel like. This is such a specific storytelling situation I just described. But hopefully this was insightful. And this is definitely an important video for me. This is definitely something that I want to mark as a checkpoint in my life and have a point of reference to the kind of person that I am, the stage of growth that I'm in, that I'm going through right now. It's important, it's freeing, but it feels painful as shit. Anything that's so new, like as soon as you start making important decisions that are actually the self-improvement things, not the things that people tell you in these videos of like self-help, discipline, habits that you need to implement to self-master, like, I don't know, make your mind more conscious, whatever, mindfulness techniques, all this bullshit. These things cannot be taught. If you're not living them, there's no point in watching these videos. Only reason my channel feels different than most of them, the only reason my videos are real and feel authentic is because I truly live what I talk about. I'm going through the things that I talk about in real time. I learn from them and I express them authentically. So I'm telling you right now, it gets ugly right before it gets good. I know it because it's cycles. It's cycles. But I still don't know what's in front of me. And if it's even worth it to pursue what's in front of me, it's very scary to pursue what's in front of me. I have new projects in mind. I have obviously new ambitions, new dreams, new goals. Never stopping. But the toll that it took on my heart to make this decision, it is heavy. It feels difficult. It feels challenging. Extremely isolating. Freeing in a sense that's not light. It's funny. It's just funny. The whole situation is funny to me. Life is such a joke. It's just so hilarious. Like the amount of work I put into this and to just cut it off like that, that's laughable. That's so laughable. Like it's cryable as well, but it's super funny. Like it comes to a point where I'm like, you stretch your mind to a point of a new truth unlocked. I had to get frustrated to the point where there was no other option for me but to lean into what led to my integrity staying in place. You outgrow things, you shed things, and you do not hold on to things that don't feel right. The only reason that you need to walk away from anything is misalignment. Even if it means that it's going to get ugly for a while, even if it means that you're going to have to pay with your comfort, with your progress that you've made. You never lose your progress, remember that. All the failures, they're just like, oh, this strategy didn't work, but you didn't lose all the progress. All these checkpoints are just checkpoints that didn't get you to the goal. Well, they're not failures in essence because you gathered coins from them. You gathered the XP. I haven't experienced my prime. Prime isn't real for me. Okay, I'm constantly evolving and outgrowing things. People who are new, like entering my space and trying to get to know me, they're asking me about modeling, and I'm like, oh, actually, there is a 2.0 version of Lisa that you're getting to know right now. I'm no longer that one. So like, you're in the middle of the rebrand. It's the messy middle. I'm not quite sure how to explain this to you so you don't freak out, but there's this thing I'm going through right now that's called building the life of my dreams, and I'm like cutting out everything that doesn't align. So these L's aren't L's, and it gets ugly right before, maybe not right before the win, not right before it all aligns, but it gets ugly before it aligns, obviously. Why would you expect it to have any value or meaning when you get there if you didn't have the L's, so to speak? It all makes sense. Yeah, so I'm finally holding myself back in my own hands. I don't know why I ever expected anyone to be able to take care of my brand or manage me or represent me if they're not the person that I am. I don't know why I ever thought that anyone but me could hold me, my thoughts, my ideas, my beliefs, my expression, and not shake. Why I ever trusted anyone with managing of my personal brand that I view as an extension of my soul. It makes no sense to me. Feels shaky, like I am shaking, but not shaking where I'm about to drop it. Like I'm definitely holding this shit, but I just don't know what I'm holding exactly. But we're definitely moving forward with it. As authentic as always, I hope that you appreciate this. This is beautiful. And every time you asked me throughout this journey, as you were watching me experience this and model and like make things and just expand in the direction of the industry. This is a big thing. I made this video. I do everything as if my daughter is watching. I also made a sequel to that video. I treat myself like my daughter. Like I judge things based on if I would let my daughter do this, or like if my daughter was watching, would I still do this? No, I'd never want my daughter to be a model. Hell no. What business do I have standing in front of cameras, posing, strutting like a mannequin with people watching me? The whole concept of it has always been so Black Mirror to me, but I've just been muting this screaming voice of my soul in me all this time. It's not like I'm just waking up to it, now seeing it. Obviously I've seen it. Obviously I've... Oh, look at this. Look, that's me. Literally. Bruh. Okay, go. I wonder if this is like one of those that are going to be a butterfly or is just rage bait sponsored by God. Whenever I was asked if I would want my daughter to be a model, if I would want my daughter to pursue modeling, what I think about modeling and like the grand scheme of it, the values that I represent, I wasn't vaguely responding to it. I was very honest in my like, yo, I'm using this shit. This is very fake. This is not fulfilling. But I'm using this as a stepping stool to get to the next level, to highlight what I talk about, to, you know, make my voice and what I do and what I have to bring be seen on a grand scale, to like grow my personal brand. I thought that would be the strategy for me. Nah. I don't know why I kept doing things that I wouldn't want my daughter to do. Like, that's so disrespectful. God just protects you from anything that would destroy you fully. Like, God just protects you from anything. If you have that request, you know, if you have that request of being fully, deeply loved for who you are, and that's the things that you pursue an approach and want to attract into your life, God will take away anything that doesn't suit those beliefs that you have validated and requested to see in your life on the outside. So you're just forced to make decisions that reflect these validated beliefs. It only makes sense. So yeah, it's just, I'm not shocked. I'm just in the messy middle currently, and called to trust in myself as never before, called to build from scratch again, called to only rely on myself, and strengthen the mind to the point where absolutely nothing can shake it. Literally, I came to the point after the fashion industry, there's no promise that you can package to me in a way where I will believe in you before you show it to me physically. I will never trust what you can give me. The kind of date we would have, the kind of day you would like to spend with me, the kind of career you will help me grow, the kind of people you will help me meet, the kind of opportunities we will be attracting together. Thinking about giving you flowers. Where are the flowers? You did nothing. You did absolutely nothing. I will not sit there and wait for someone's permission to grow into someone who has been growing faster than anyone. Like, I've had more emotion than these people who are representing me all this time. Every agent that I ever came in contact with was lame, very honestly. Possibly because I was gifted with very soft features and a soft heart. You think that you can make me believe that you have more emotion than me when you don't. But no, you cannot manipulate me ever. Like, not even in modeling. Whenever I talk to people now and someone's trying to sell me an idea of something that I know that they cannot provide for me, I'm like, brother, go get your shit together and leave me alone. Like, literally, you cannot tell me stories and promises of things that you have clearly no understanding about. And I will repeat myself here, the confidence, the true God-given value generator, is chosen through making decisions that are difficult and that people aren't willing to make. People aren't willing to say, hold on, actually, y'all are fake, and I'm not gonna interact with this. I'm not going to give my energy to this anymore, no matter what it costs me. I know that God will lay out a path, and there is already a path for me there. Like, I'm making this decision knowing that closing this door, like, automatically, like, literally simultaneously opens something that is of value. It's just how science works. It will get ugly before the big win, before it all aligns. So I choose alignment, no matter how ugly it looks. Just to make sure, I'm still as passionate about visual storytelling and expressing myself through different art forms, and writing and performing and representing beautiful concepts, collaborating and creating with entrepreneurs. I will just do it decentralized, independent, and ungoverned, as we were meant to. So expect big things. We have big ideas. I already have new people in my space that I'm working with to create something great. New ideas flowing, new people coming into my life. Life is great. It just really gets heavy before you align to what you asked for. Like, I asked for this, so obviously I'm going through this. Also, don't forget about deep belly breaths. They are important. Regulate your nervous system. because you will be challenged to come back to your old patterns. You have to force yourself to remember. Remember to remember, also something that X said. Remember to regulate yourself back to neutral. And neutral is alignment.